Hey guys, this is Ruby as always, and it's time for another FTB tutorial. So guys, today we're going to be doing an updated video on the easy starter power sources for FTB, or really any kind of modded Minecraft mod pack, as long as you got the same mods. So guys, the last time that we did this was like almost 2 years ago. It might even be 2 years ago. I'm not 100% sure. But things have quite changed, and that was also in 1.6.4. Not a lot of people play 1.6.4 packs anymore. So today we are up in 1.7.10. So hopefully this will be a little more updated and a little more manageable. Last time there was a little bit of heated discussion in the comments that a lot of those weren't starter power sources, but we'll see. So this is starter power sources because this is all stuff I've done when I've started. So yeah. So starting out, let's go ahead and grab some stuff here. So this is the Survivalist Generator. This is added by a mod called Extra Utilities. It's pretty simple to craft. It is crafted like that. You just need some cobble, some iron, piston, which is just iron and redstone, and some more redstone and a vanilla furnace. So just a bit of mining and you can get that. So these guys produce 5 RF a tick, like with anything. So if you grab some coal, you can just pop that right in there, and that's all it needs. And it'll just start working away at 5 RF a tick. So you can put this thing next to stuff and it'll supply it with power, but sometimes it's kind of clunky. So to start out, I always recommend you use these conduits. These are from Ender.io. Now that thermodynamics is out, you can always use the flux ducts from there. But these guys are pretty easy to craft. The only thing is that you need conductive iron, which you kind of need redstone and iron for in an alloy smelter. And that guy takes some power. So what I would do to start out is use kinesis pipes. And you can start supplying stuff. Let's get that. Yeah, there we go. And that'll start supplying it with some power. Now, I don't like using these because they're kind of clunky. And they always don't work the greatest. But and they kind of don't play nice with each other whenever you add multiples to it. So if we add it, I don't know, it's kind of like craziness. Like I don't know. It doesn't work amazingly, so I tend to not try to use kinesis pipes. What I did, and what I would suggest doing, is just building up enough power to run the alloy smelter and make you some of these conduits. Because everything works. We were trying to look at that, and I hadn't put any coal in the other ones. So let's grab some coal. Whoops, we already had it up and everything. 1, 2, 3. And we can slap some in there. Boom. And boom. In a straight line, the kinesis pipes work a lot better, but if you have them in like a circle, they'll kind of loop and stuff, and they won't really go anywhere. It's kind of confusing. So that's kind of how these guys work. What's also cool about these is that once you have enough of these, for say 8, so if we go to uses, you actually can upgrade these guys into 8 times multipliers. The only thing is you need a transfer node, and this guy requires gold and ender pearls and stuff, well, if you want to do it that recipe. But so it's a little less starter friendly. So is this guy here. This is the steam dynamo. Now this guy is a lot more expensive, but it produces a lot more power. This guy produces 80 RF a tick. But you need silver for this guy and redstone, and then you just need a metric ton of copper. So you need 11 copper, 3 redstone and 1 silver per each one of these. So it's not incredibly expensive, but the only downside is you actually have to supply this guy with water. So let's grab a bucket of water. Let's grab some coal. There we go. And so you put this guy in there, you give it some water, and then you can give it the energy cell, and it'll transfer it out. It's got a nice internal buffer. It's got 40,000, so that's pretty good. So you can see going up a lot quicker than that guy, because this is equal to a lot of those. So yeah, this is a good RF starting point. So your next move, you've kind of got some options here as well. If you want to go the more expensive route, which is more rewarding, or you can stay at the steam dynamos, honestly, if you get like an aqueous accumulator or something. So here we have some lava. We have the lava generator from Extra Utilities. Let's get a little room in our inventory. Let's take a look at both of these. So we have the lava generator. This guy takes gold and iron and redstone to make, so a little more expensive. And then you've got the magmatic dynamo, which is a lot more expensive because it takes Invar and silver and stuff like that. So Invar, of course, is made from the ferrous blend. So you bring it here, boom, you need iron and you need ferrous, and you're gonna have to pulverize them or something like that to get them going. So let's bring out the lava. So this guy produces 40 RF a tick, Pretty quick still. But this guy produces 80 RF a tick. So, again, kind of like with this guy, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out. So this guy's at 23,000, this guy's at 12,000. So, yeah, pretty easy. And I'm just using fluid conduits. You don't have to use the ender ones, but I just use those for the tutorial. So this next guy here we have is the Combustion Generator. This is from Ender.io. This guy's a little more complicated to make. You need some of these guys. You need electrical steel, which means it's a little more complicated. You're going to need silicon, coal, and iron. So the recipe is a lot higher, and you got to craft these guys, which ain't too big of a deal. But this guy will produce a lot more power. It'll produce double what one of these produce if you do this mixture. So here I've got some rocket fuel, and I've got some water. And this guy will produce 160 RF a tick. So what is rocket fuel? So rocket fuel is something else added by Ender.io. And basically you need a vat, you need some hooch, and you can get some redstone and some gunpowder, and you can make the rocket fuel. It's pretty cool. I don't think this uses a whole lot either, so it's pretty easy. So 7 MB a tick and then 12 MB a tick of water. So really not that much. And you can also craft gunpowder, so if you found some sulfur, or you can make it the old-fashioned way, using these recipes with some niter and sulfur and coal and all that good stuff. So this is another pretty good power source. It's double one of these guys, these later ones, so it works pretty well. Now the next step up, which I think is the most logical and probably the most efficient, is to go to a big reactor. And the cool thing about these guys is that you can really use these till endgame as well, depending on how you want to set them up. So here I have a basic 3x3x3, and it's set up just like that. So it's a 3x3 of casings. We got a power tap, an export, or a, whatever you call it, access port, 2 access ports, and then we got the control rod in the middle. The only thing is that this guy only produces like 250 RF a tick, 260-ish. So yeah, not amazing, but still pretty good, higher than that guy. So you're still doing pretty well. And the only expensive part about this is the controller, really, because it just takes a diamond. The rest of these guys just take iron and graphite is just smelted coal, which you can find anywhere. And then, of course, yellorium. And then your next step up, obviously, would be to jump up to another big reactor. So this is a 5x5x5, and we've got redstone in there, because that's a pretty good cooling power source. Same setup, obviously. And this guy will produce 1250 once it gets all the way up. It'll produce 1250 RF a tick, which is amazing. Look how fast that's going up. A lot better, right? Now, honestly, I went straight from Survivalist Generators to a 5x5 big reactor. Now, maybe that's quite a big jump, but it's really not that difficult. Now, I love the RF mods, but we got to give a little bit of a shout out to the people that might be trying to do some EU stuff. So, boom, boom, boom. Let's get this stuff going. So there's a couple different options here. Obviously, the obvious is to use a solar panel. Pretty quick, and then once you get a couple of these guys, it will kind of get you going. So that's pretty cool. But another option that's been added pretty recently here is a solid heat generator with a Stirling generator. So the Stirling generator takes heat, and the solid heat generator, as you can probably guess, generates heat. So you just plop some coal in there, and it's going to transfer the heat to this guy, and it'll start saving up some EU, which we can output there. Pretty cool. And if you just look on the backs of these guys, you'll see the orange port, and you'll see this orange port. Just match the orange ports up in case you want to build this for your own. Now these guys, they do take a couple things. Let's get that, and let's get that. Let's take a look at these recipes. So obviously you need some iron. This just takes iron again. And then this heat conductor, so you'll just need some copper and some rubber. And the Stirling generator is pretty much the same, except for this guy you're going to need some tin as well. And some tin cable, and of course rubber. And that's pretty much it. They're all pretty easy to make. This guy's a little more complicated. You got to do some redstone stuff too, but really it's still pretty cheap. You also got to make the generator. So yeah. So these guys are some pretty cool little starter power sources. I thought this heat generator was really cool. Of course, you could obviously always just use the generator from Industrial Craft, but this guy is probably a bit more efficient. So, but it does take some more stuff to get into. So hopefully all this made some sense. Hopefully this got you inspired to do some different stuff. and how good these guys, obviously it's not doing a whole lot because these are resident cells, because I didn't want them to fill up while we're doing the tutorial, but yeah, you can see, all doing pretty well. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this updated version. I think this is a lot more brief than the old version too. Some of the things we did in the previous video would still work in this version of Minecraft, but honestly, so many new mods have been added, and so many different cool ways of doing stuff now. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about any of these machines, there will be links in the description to videos that I've done on almost every single one of these machines. Like I've done, I know on the generators, I haven't done one on the Combustion Generator, and I don't think I've done one on any of this industrial craft stuff, but like these generators and stuff, I have, and the big reactors and stuff. So those links will be down in the description if you'd like more information in depth on how each of these machines work and everything like that. And if you enjoyed the video, it would be very much appreciated, and subscribe. As always, I have modded Minecraft content pretty much every day on my channel, so you should be able to find something that you like. So, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!